guys, it's Lexi. I hope you're all doing well. I am excited to share my wax empties from this past month of July. This was a part of my solar powered melting basket theme, which was all things like summertime, inspired by the sun, being outdoors, a lot of like tropical beachy scents, things like that. So I'm gonna jump right into it. I do have a few things to talk about that I melted but didn't finish, which I'm kind of bummed I wasn't able to accomplish more this month, but I was extremely busy with work and life, so I got done what I could. But yeah, didn't finish these two loaves, which I was hoping to finish up. This is Heat Wave. This is from Salt Mountain Melts. This is one of my all-time favorite scents in wax in general, just like as a whole, even over like fall and winter scents. This is such a staple for me. It's so good. The notes of this are strawberry, raspberry, guava, and margarita. And the margarita oil in this specifically, I've talked about this so many times now, but the margarita oil in this specifically is so fruity and juicy and delicious, and not at all an astringent, sharp, like lime rind type of margarita. And there's also no like salty note in this, which you see in a lot of like margarita oils, but I'm not a personal fan of those. This to me smells like the margarita mix without like the alcohol or salt in it. It's really, really good with the addition of the other fruit. It's just like amazing. So this is a favorite of mine. And I also wanted just to mention, this is a loaf that I chopped up. I used up like 4 or 5 pieces from this, so didn't get a whole lot done, but I will say this is from 2020 and towards the end of 2020, and this was incredibly strong. This was such a good performer. Out of the entire melting basket this month, this performed the best, and this was the oldest. So I think that kind of eased my mind. And after I found that out, I actually ended up putting more focus on different vendors over Salt Mountain, just because I felt like I was less concerned with like trying to use up those quickly. So that was a benefit because of the lasting power. So really happy with that. Another loaf from Salt Mountain Melts, also from 2020. Actually, this was a little older, a couple months older. This one was. This was so good. It's Daisy Dukes and Flip Flops. The notes of this are strawberry, pink chiffon, and Flip Flops, which I think is like a coconut-based fragrance oil. This was so good, and I really didn't expect to like this one as much as I did. I actually considered possibly destashing this back in the day. This was like a loaf that I took a gamble on just because I was at the time really enjoying the pink chiffon note. But I'm really, really happy that I kept this and I chopped it, even though it took me a couple years to get around to melting this. I'm very happy that I have more of this because it also performed very, very well, and I really enjoyed the scent. It was a very sweet, girly summertime scent without being like overly tropical or overly fruity, but there was like a little bit of like perfumey, kind of florally sweetness, I think from like the pink chiffon, but there was some like kind of like sweet berry notes, but it wasn't like overpowering. Sometimes it's like, I feel like I had these going at the same time, and I feel like this was like a really good like blend to have going in the house at the same time because they kind of balanced each other in a really nice way. So that was an awesome combo, and I'm really happy I have more of that. And then I do have this container of empties here with a few more that I didn't finish, but the rest of them I did. So 3 more things that I used but did not completely finish, one of which is Southbound's Summer State of Mind. This looks like I didn't even touch it at all, but I did take the lips off the top. It was like a little embed, like lip shape. I ended up taking this off and melting it in my office warmer, and the notes of this are also strawberry, raspberry, and guava, kind of like the same in Heat Wave, that fragrance oil, but with an addition of satsuma, which is like an orange citrusy scent, and vanilla buttercream. This was really, really nice also. I did enjoy this quite a lot. I liked the balance of like the orange. It was like it was kind of similar to Heat Wave. I'm going to have to melt a little bit more to get a better idea, but it was kind of like a cousin of Heat Wave, like similar, like citrusy, juicy, sweet deliciousness. This is definitely something that I feel like you could drink it. It was really, really good. So I'm happy to have more of that as well. Always happy to have more of the things that I enjoy. This one, you guys loved this. This is Banana Bum Bum or Boom Boom. It's banana and Boom Boom from Sol de Janeiro, and it's from Rose Girls. This is incredible. I absolutely love this. In fact, the longer, I gotta let Jade in, the longer I had this going and like the more it sat in the warmer, it didn't like dissipate that quickly. I felt like it just kind of turned into like this, the banana kind of wore off first and then it kind of turned into more of that like boom boom, but it became like almost like a florally version of boom boom. I have no idea why I did that, but it was incredible. And honestly, it had like such a beautiful like dance of scents as it moved through its like stages of life. It was like, first it was like bananas and fruity, and then it kind of turned into like this warm body care banana, and then it kind of just became like this beautiful like florally scent that was also kind of like warm. It was delicious and I loved it. I remember enjoying that last time I melted it last year, but I forgot how much I loved it and I enjoyed it so much again this year. This, another surprising one, this is Rose Girl Strawberry Soda and Did Someone Say Frosting plus Kiwi. I liked this when I smelled it on cold, but when I melted this, I was like, man, this is really good. And it reminded me that I need to maybe try out more strawberry soda oils or like things with that fragrance oil in it. This was so beautiful. It definitely doesn't smell like an authentic strawberry. It doesn't smell like a realistic strawberry, but it does smell like, it's like an artificially fizzy, it kind of smelled like if you were making like a, you know, sometimes around like Christmas or family parties, people do like the punch with a sherbet in the punch bowls. It's like fruit punch, like Hawaiian punch, and then they add in like a sherbet. Kind of smelled like this to me. That's the vibe that I got from this. It was like one of those like family party sherbet punch kind of mixes with like strawberry and kiwi and like a creamy aspect from like the frosting. It was really, really good. Another one that, I'm going to say it again, I'm very happy to have more of so I can enjoy that next year. And now on to all of my empties. I have quite a few things here. Let's start with these first 4 clamshells just so we can get these out of the way. I believe that these are all from Zape. Yes, they are. So a few of these I did get from Beth here on YouTube. Love Beth. I'll link her channel below. She was very generous and sent a ton of things, and 3 of these were sent from her. So thank you, Beth. This first one is Helium. And I was excited to melt this because this is like a fan favorite from Zape. The notes of this are Fruity Pebbles, Citrus Fizz, and Strawberry Cotton Candy. And this was like very Fruity Pebble forward. Sometimes when you mix things with like that Citrus Fizz or like the Fizzy Pop soda note in Fender Wax, I feel like sometimes that's all you smell is like the Fizzy Pop. But this one was a Fizzy Pop blend, and the next one I'll talk about was a Fizzy Pop blend. And I feel like Zape did a really great job of like balancing the overpowering Fizzy Pop kind of oil with this, because this was like really, really lovely. And I'm not even that big of a fan of like cereal based scents and fizzy based scents, and this was both of those things and I really enjoyed it. I would honestly consider getting this again. It was bright and definitely to my nose like a summertime kind of wake you up, fruity, fun, uplifting, happy scent. Helium, uplifting. That's funny. Maybe that's why they named it that. It was definitely a very happy scent. So I really enjoyed that and happy to have tried that. Another one, which is a Fizzy Pop. This is Pineapple Fizzy Pop. And the notes of this are just fresh cut pineapple and bubbly citrus fizz. This was also phenomenal. I know this is one of Beth's favorites. And this was just so darn good. It smells like the most realistic pineapple scent I honestly can say I've ever smelled in Fender Wax. This smelled like a real juicy pineapple. It was incredible. And then same thing as before, balanced with that Fizzy Pop. It was just very happy, bubbly, uplifting. This is, if they had pineapple soda, which they probably do, and it tasted like this or smelled like the way that this tasted like the way that this smelled, I would be obsessed with them. This was delicious, totally delightful. Actually makes me want to see if there are pineapple fizzy drinks because that was really, really, really good. So very happy to have tried that one too. This one, actually, I'll talk about this one next. This one is Valley Ho, and I want to say I just checked their website, and there are some more of this one available from last year's summer launch. It's so interesting, this is. It's iced lemonade or icy lemonade, citrus fizz, so like the Fizzy Pop oil again, and fresh basil. And it was so interesting because you could smell like the green basil note in here with the lemonade and like the bubbly fizzy lemonade. And this was something that it wasn't super strong. I definitely think the other two clamshells were much stronger in performance-wise. This was kind of middle of the road, but it was like so like non-offensive but unique. And I feel like sometimes in vendor wax, you see a lot of like really, really off the wall blends and things that I'm like, ugh, I don't know if that'll go together. And this was one that I was like, I don't know if this is going to go together, but it worked and it made sense, but it was unique but non-offensive. So would I get it again? I don't know, maybe. It's not anything that I would like actively seek out, but for what it was enjoyable. This one here is also from Zape. It's a clamshell in flat white. It's espresso and vanilla cream, and this was really, really nice. I actually have this going in my bedroom warmers and in my office warmer right now, and it's very like straight up like coffee with creamer in it. It's not any like bakery notes that are like taking over the coffee. It just smells like plain coffee that you brewed at home in your pot, and you add a splash of like creamer, like French vanilla creamer in it. That's literally what this smells like. It's a perfect, basic, and not in a bad way, but like basic in the best way coffee blend. I really enjoyed this one. That is flat white. So also thank you, Beth, for that one as well. So I just really quickly want to talk about like the performance of these. I went into depth about it, I think a little bit more in the last Empties video. And these weren't yet completely finished, but I will say these were both from April of 2021, and these performed very, very well for me. So I was surprised at the age and how good these did. So because of that, I did actually go ahead and look at the Pharmacist Daughters Facebook page, and I saw that they were doing like a Halloween release. It was like an advent calendar if you wanted it to be, or you could individually pick and choose things to order. So I did place an order there. Not a huge one, but I did go ahead and place an order now that I'm done with that low buy that I did, and I'm very excited because these were really great. So the first one was Decadence, which is cotton candy, vanilla buttercream, mango sorbet, marshmallow, and sugared waffle cone. This was like a beautiful mango bakery scent, very creamy, very delicious. And then this one is Lemon Drop, which is lemon curd, lemon sugar, marshmallow fluff, and sugar waffle cone. Kind of similar to that last one, but with that like lemon note too. And that lemon is like a very delicious, like candied lemon. So really, really great. I enjoyed both of these thoroughly. And if I saw either of those, I probably would pick some more of those up because they were that good. So happy that I have finished those up. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I have 4 bags here from Rainbow Melt. So 3 of them are like the little snap bars that I finished up. The first one is Eruption, which is Palo Santo, tobacco, vanilla, and pineapple juice. This was a very, very interesting blend. And I feel like for all of these snap bars, the blends were very unique, very interesting, but I really enjoyed all of these. This one had like, the Palo Santo is like this cool, like masculine, then with the sweetness of the tobacco and the pineapple, it just like did this very interesting, good combo. I really don't know how to describe it besides like if there was like a cologne that had like a pineapple note in it, kind of like a, yeah, like a cologne note with a pineapple, kind of is what that reminded me of. It was unique and very interesting, but really nice. This one is Bohemian. It's vanilla sandalwood, Nag Champa, and patchouli rain. This had some staying power. This was quite a long laster in my warmers. I think all of those notes are typically like kind of strong on their own. This also kind of reminded me of how much I enjoyed that patchouli rain fragrance oil, and I need to actively seek out more of that because it's so good. Yeah, I personally really enjoyed the combo of this. It's definitely something that reminded me of like being in like a earthy store, one of those like Earthbound or like Rainbow's End type of store. So really nice. This one here is You're Going to Need a Bigger Boat, and it's Sweet Strawberry and Ocean Breeze. I would say out of the 3 of these, I expected to like this one the least because the Ocean Breeze originally, I was like, oh, Ocean Breeze is going to be like a salty sea air note. But this was like a fan favorite, so it was like one that I like picked up because it was part of, this is from like a while ago. This was like was it like a YouTuber's favorite sampler or something like that? I don't remember. It's been a 2021, so April 2021 also. But yeah, this one I surprisingly also really, really enjoyed. It was like deliciously like it was sweet and like it was strawberry, but it was like not like the fresh picked strawberry oil and not like a strawberry jam oil. It was like a very unique oil of strawberry, and then paired, maybe it was like a strawberry soda oil, I'm not sure. Very unique strawberry oil paired with like that oceany scent. Very, very good. I would definitely pick up more of that. It was good. It was really good. And then this is Cool Beans. This is iced coffee with marshmallows and caramel drizzle. This to me was just like a very nice classic coffee scent. Kind of reminded me similarly to like that flat white from Zape. Yeah, just like a sweet, creamy coffee scent. So not offensive. I enjoyed it for what it was. Sometimes I just crave coffee scents, so that was great to scratch that itch. I have 4 from Destination Wax. First one is Pineapple and Jasmine. It's fresh pineapple, coconut milk, jasmine, and peach blossoms. I will say I really was surprised that the jasmine was as strong as it was in this. This was almost more jasmine and very subtle pineapple. I did get the pineapple, and the pineapple in this was a good, realistic, juicy pineapple. I enjoyed this. I possibly would get it again, but I think I do have a larger loaf in jasmine, so I could probably kind of mix that jasmine, because the jasmine from Destination Wax is a really good jasmine, not headache inducing or too sharp or anything. So if I want to kind of recreate this, I could probably do it on my own with maybe some different vendors pineapple blending it in. So I might do that, but it was very good and I enjoyed it. This is mango sticky rice, Thai sticky rice and fresh mango slices. I'm actually not a fan of the sticky rice blends from Destination Wax. This is just totally a personal preference thing. I know that these are actually fairly popular from them. It's like the sticky rice, and it is interesting in the way that it does kind of, I mean, it does smell like rice. Would I get this one again? Probably not, just because personal preferences, but it was a good, decent performer for me. All of these were pretty like middle of the road for me, except for the last one. That one is strong. This one is Mango Raspberry Gelato, which is a sweet, creamy blend of mango, raspberry, and lemon. This was just kind of like the classic, what is it called? There's like that one. I think this is like there's like a fragrance oil that this is like a blend of, and I'm totally blanking now. Maybe it's just Mango Raspberry Gelato. I'm not sure. This was very nice. It was very creamy, very sweet, non-offensive, good summertime fruity scent. This one was super strong. This is Egyptian Dragon from Destination. It's exotic blend of dragon's blood and jasmine. This was so strong. Oh my gosh. This was like, I left this in my warmers for 4 days, in my office warmer, just because every time I would walk in there to change it, I was like, I can't change it. It still smells so strong and so good. This was possibly one of my favorites. I would say this is probably like top 5 from the whole melting month. This was beautiful and like earthy, but like floral and sweet, but not overly like headache inducing floral, because of like the way that the Egyptian what's it called? Dragon's blood with the patchouli notes, like pulled it down, made it like heavier, so it wasn't like florally like woo. Do you guys know what I mean? It like did this really nice balance. I loved this. Definitely would get that again. Okay, so sometimes I say things and I'm like, I think this only makes sense in my head. So if you guys are catching what I'm putting down, picking up what I'm putting down, let me know in the comments, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know if this makes any sense to anybody but me, but I know what I mean. So all right, so we've got Summer Storm. This is Empire Alchemy. The next 3 are Empire Alchemy. And this one I'm surprised was not as strong as I expected it to be because of the notes. It's bergamot, geranium, line dried towels, fresh rain, earthy moss, and patchouli. And this was definitely, when I could smell it, was very beautiful. But this was light. This was like on the lighter end. And it wasn't, I expected it to be heavier, kind of like that last one that I mentioned, because of the patchouli note, and sometimes patchouli can kind of pull the fragrances back down a little bit. But this one didn't. I think the line dry towels and maybe the bergamot and geranium like were bright and like airy enough to your nose that it didn't like, I don't know. This was more of like a fresh, clean scent, which was great. But it was also kind of on the lighter side. So that was a bit of a bummer. If I saw this one again, I'd probably pick it up and try to melt it a little bit sooner, because maybe it was my fault that I'd held on to it for a while. All of these I kind of have been holding on to for a while. This one's actually stronger though. This is Malibu. This was probably like a medium high for me. It was pina colada, cassava melon, creamy coconut, and a hint of rum. This one was definitely like just a very like summertime, fruity, coconutty type of blend. I really liked it. I feel like when it was melting, it kind of just turned into like a fruity kind of summertime tropical scent concoction. I wouldn't have been able to like directly pick out what it was that I was smelling in this, but it smelled fruity and delicious and summertime appropriate. So I did enjoy that one. I'm not sure if I would get that one again though. But it was very enjoyable for when I was melting it. This one was interesting. A lot of thoughts here. This is Sway With Me from Empire Alchemy as well. And it's rum soaked pineapple upside down cake, brown sugar angel food cake, fresh mango, and a hint of dulce de leche. And when I was smelling this in the bag, I definitely could smell more of the pineapple, like cake kind of note. When I was melting it, and I felt like I maybe could even pick up on I could get more fruitiness from this with like a hint of like the bakery in the background. When I was melting this, it did the opposite. I like almost couldn't smell the fruit, and it was like very strong, like brown sugar, like it really, to me, smelled like I opened up a bag of brown sugar and like stuck my nose in it. That's what it smelled like when it was melting. I don't know how or why it did that, and maybe, I don't know. It literally only says brown sugar. I'm not sure if it's brown sugar and then angel food cake, or I don't know if the brown sugar is a separate note on its own, or if it's brown sugar pound cake or angel food cake or whatever. Either way, man, this was very brown sugar heavy, and I was like, I did not expect it. Not like bad in a bad way. If you like brown sugar scents, then this, I would definitely suggest this, because when I was melting it, I was like, whoa, that's like, I kept walking in being like, this is not what I put in. I literally was like, that's not what I put in. I put in like a fruity, like tropical pineapple cake, and this kind of, to me, when I was melting it, kind of reminded me more of like a scent that I would be melting in the fall or winter even. So interesting. I kind of wish I'd held off and melted it then, but the pineapple note, when I smelled it on cold, I really thought it would come through more. It tricked me. Not bad. It just was interesting. Okay, so I have two kind of one-offs. I have Van Life. This is Indian Summer, Cashmere Woods, and Patchouli Vanilla. This is a blend that I made from that Smell Good shop. I've talked about this before. It was just like a blend that I came up with for something that would remind me of like being in our van in the summertime. It was very beautiful. I really liked it. It's like sweet and earthy, and clean and kind of like girly and fun. I definitely would recreate that blend eventually in the future. And if you guys are kind of like me and you appreciate like the earthy, incensey type scents, then that's a good blend if you want to try it. Let me know. This here is Dessa's Homespun Scents in Coconut Leaves, which is a Bath & Body Works dupe. The notes of it are juicy tangerine, papaya, coconut, and vanilla. This was pretty strong when I was melting it. I've started melting this late one night, fell asleep on the couch, woke up, smelled delicious, shut off all the warmers, went to bed, woke up the next day, turned on all the warmers. Then I was kind of disappointed because some of the kapow from the last night had already like been gone when I must have fallen asleep. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But when I did smell it, it was absolutely delightful. And I really like coconut leaves, like that type from Bath & Body Works. I really enjoy it. It's just like fruity and summery and like I feel like I don't think anybody could be offended by coconut leaves. It's a great scent. So I enjoyed it. I would definitely get more of that. I have 3 from Zape in bags, not clamshells. Oh, I am mad that I did not get more of this. This was also like a top 5 for the whole month for me. It's Monkey Business. It's sweet bananas and coconut cream. And it sounds so simple. And I really did not expect myself to like this one as much as I did. But when I put this in the warmers, it smelled like Runts or like Laffy Taffy banana, like the artificial banana, but like in the best way possible. And then that coconut kind of came through, but it made it like a creamy candied banana scent. This was incredible. I'm literally hoping, crossing every finger I have and all of my toes, that this comes back for the next summer release from Zape. It's so good. I really liked this. I feel like I'm going crazy, but like I really like that. If you like banana scents, that was surprisingly beautiful. This, I'm also really mad that I didn't get more. This is another top 5 for me. It's American Pie from Zape. Mac apple, blueberries, whipped cream, and vanilla ice cream. This is, I think overall there are some other vendors that do this blend of like mac apple, blueberries, and like a vanilla scent. Every single time that I get a scent that's like this, mac apples and blueberries and vanilla together, I love them. I think it must just be something that like strikes a chord within me. I don't know. But this is a phenomenal blend. I melted this. I split up like the heart. It was like a heart. I split it in 4, melted it in my warmers one day. And I was so upset that I didn't like try to go a little bit lighter on it and use it more, or like save it for next year. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been good next year, but I thoroughly enjoyed every second I could smell this. It was amazing, beautiful and strong, and just such a great blend. It was like the tart, like crispiness from the apple with like the juiciness from the blueberry and the creaminess from the vanilla. It just is like, makes my mouth water. That's that good. The last one from Zape I have is Skateland. This is sweet and tangy candy bits, roller skates, and limbo dances. I believe that this is supposed to be like a sweet tart scent. It was pretty, this was kind of a bummer. This one, out of all of them, this was the lightest. So kind of a little bit of a bummer, but when I did smell it, I enjoyed it. It's just kind of like a candy. I don't know. It's hard to place like what candy, but it just kind of like smelled like a sweet candy. But I think it was supposed to be sweet tarts, if I had to guess. All right. And then I've got 2 from Salt Mountain Melts in souffles here. Catching Rays. And this is Boom Boom Creamy Coconut Banana and Suntan Lotion. This is also kind of a blend that you see sometimes in different vendors, like different takes. And this was also another very lovely take on like a banana and like tropical boom boom kind of a scent. Personally, I don't think you can really go wrong if you're mixing banana with the boom boom scent in general. So I really enjoyed this. I have more of this. So when I was melting this, I was like, oh, I have another souffle. I'm going to save it because this performed well enough for me that I think if I hold on to it next year, it will still perform great. So that's why that one got passed on to next year. And then this one is Bummin' in Hawaii, and it's Boom Boom or Bum Bum in Hawaiian Punch. This was interesting. I think if I had to pick, I would rather do like a banana and Boom Boom scent. But this was interesting. It was like, I mean, it really smelled like Hawaiian Punch and Boom Boom. It like, that's what it says it is. But it like literally smelled like both of those things. It smelled like if you were wearing the Boom Boom oil or cream, whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't worn. I think it's a cream, right? They probably have oils now, and it doesn't matter. It's like if you were wearing that on your body and drinking like a Hawaiian Punch. It's like the way that it would smell if you were doing that. That's what that smelled like. Very interesting. I don't know if I would get that one again, but the one prior I definitely would. So, and I have more of that, so that's good. The rest of these are all Rose Girls, and I got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's great. This was not in the melting basket, but I just threw it in because I was so curious about this. This was a sample that I got in one of the more recent orders, It's Is It Gum? Is It Food? What's the Deal? And it was Blonde Moment, berries, citron, and saltwater taffy. This was so good, and this was so strong that this kind of made me think that I need to pump the brakes on buying so much Rose Girls, because I have just an enormous amount of Rose Girls right now in my stash. And when I melted this, I was like, I think the performance of this was so incredible and so mind-blowingly good that I was like, I need to use what I have, enjoy it, and then kind of start fresh and start ordering again so I can enjoy them when they're fresher, and you know what I mean? I should do that as a whole, which is why I had the low buy. And I did really good at that. But I honestly am considering, and you guys are going to be like, you just got off your low buy. But I'm considering possibly going on another low buy once again at around the same time of year, like after February. Kind of like, I don't know. I'm going to try to, I don't know. I got to space it out a little bit more, like use up what I have, because I still have so much wax. And this was so shockingly good and strong that I was like, I should probably figure that out. Anyway, this was the saltwater taffy in this was so like deliciously sweet and candy-like, mixed with like the berries and the bubbly like cherry salt, like Blonde Moment. I think it's like cherries and bubbles and fizz. It was so good. I definitely would get this again. But like I just said, I think I got to try to like use up what I have so I can really start fresh and start enjoying things more for like the strength that they actually are, versus like getting to the end of them and then panic melting, which is what I feel like I've been doing a lot of recently. Like all of these are from last year. Literally all of these are from last year. So yeah, I got to stop doing that. Anyway, next one is Hippie Juice. This was like a cupcake chunk muffin. It's watermelon, pink lemonade, strawberry, and coconut rum. This was incredibly strong on the pink lemonade note, like so strong. You could definitely pick up on some other fruits and stuff, but it was the majority was like a pink lemonade. And probably the next thing would have been like a watermelon, but like a subtle watermelon and not like a candied watermelon. So I enjoyed that one. Would I get it again? I don't know. Maybe, but probably not. At least not until I worked on my collection. This is berry Bellini and tangerine gelato. This was really good. This was very creamy. This kind of smelled like sherbet to me. This kind of smelled like the rainbow sherbet type sherbet, but like, what is there's different flavors. It wasn't like the lime one. Orange. It probably would be like orange sherbet. This kind of reminded me of orange sherbet. Tangerine gelato. Berry Bellini. It reminded me of orange sherbet. That's what this smelled like to me. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I have 3 here that all have star fruit in it. And if you guys can't tell, star fruit is like an oil that I love. Star fruit specifically reminds me of the white mystery airheads. That's what it smells like to me. And so all of these have star fruit. The first one is star fruit and sweet tooth. And there's no note, so I'm not sure what sweet tooth is, but I think it's just like a sugary scent. And then this one is Starman Starfruit Swizzle Sticks. And this is Starfruit and Swizzle Sticks, which is like a sugary glaze is what Swizzle Sticks are, is what it's described as on the website. So these were so similar to my nose. But I will say, as far as like strength, I feel like the Starman Starfruit Swizzle Sticks was just a hair stronger in performance. So if I had to pick up one, then I would, if I have the opportunity to decide, then I would pick up this one. But if this one was available and I was really missing this for next summer, then I would also pick up this because they were just similar enough. In anything with starfruit is a-okay with me. I love starfruit. This one also has starfruit, but it has lemonade. It takes 2 to mango. It's strawberry mango sorbet. That's what it is. You guys remember the one that I was talking about from Destination Wax? This is what I was talking about. Mango sorbet, I think, is mango raspberry gelato. I think. Doesn't matter. Anyway, to go back to this. This is strawberry, mango sorbet, starfruit, and lemonade. Surprisingly enough, I could smell the star fruit in this, but it was mostly the lemonade. So I think Rose Girl's lemonade oil is just, I think it must just be like an insanely strong oil. Because this pink lemonade one in here, the Hippie Juice, was also a majority lemonade. So yes, very strong in the lemonade. Another lemonade scent is Sugar Plum Lemonade. And I would say this one had, because of the sugar plum, it was like a deeper lemonade. Like it kind of pulled down on that like tart brightness. It kind of made it like richer and not sweeter. These were both really good. No complaints about any of these scents. They were very good. All of them are very good. But I'm like comparing them because they're like, they both have lemonade, right? This was like a brighter, bolder, more like kapow lemonade. And this was like deeper, fruitier, not that lemonade can be rich, but like a deeper, fruitier lemonade. Even though this one had more fruit in it, you know, but both great scents. If I saw either of them and I was working down on my stash and I didn't have much, I'd probably pick up both of those. Okay. Let me not end on a bad note. I'm gonna talk about this one next. This is Summer Berry Delight. It's raspberry buttercream, fried ice cream, waffle cone, and whipped cream. And I gotta say, when I initially got this one, this was a customer creation. And I mean this with like no ill will. I think it's insanely hard to like, I've made like personal blends before on my own, and I'm like, ooh, that was not my favorite blend. And also keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and everybody's got different opinions. But this wasn't a personal favorite of mine. I feel like there was something in here that kind of turned a little sour to my nose. It's raspberry buttercream, fried ice cream, waffle cone, and whipped cream. And I'm not sure if it was maybe the fried ice cream oil, because personally, I'm also not like a big fan of like, what are the funnel cake scents? Like you see a lot of those in like carnival blends, and I'm never a big fan of those. And I feel like maybe it was like that I kind of smelled that I wasn't vibing with. So this was a personal preference, not a favorite of mine. When I smelled it originally on cold, though, I loved it. So I also think that this is just a good example of like, you got to melt things sometimes to form an opinion, because my opinion had changed pretty dramatically from when I first smelled it to when I have finished the bag. But if you were the person that created that, I still applaud you, because I'm sure there is somebody or multiple people out there, many people out there that really love that scent. It just wasn't me, and I'm really sorry. But I still applaud you, because it's, I've done things that I don't like, and I'm sure people have smelled things that I blended that they didn't like. So that's fine, and I'm sorry though. Okay, ending on a positive note, but I gotta just be real with you guys. I'm not gonna tell you guys I like something if I didn't like it. Okay, so this last one is Rose Girl's Hot and Humid, and this one was saltwater taffy and I know there's saltwater taffy in here. Saltwater taffy and probably maybe like some other kind of a fruit scent or something. Either way, to me this smelled kind of like that saltwater taffy note that was in that. Is it gum? Is it what's the deal? Is it gum? Is it food? What's the deal in this saltwater taffy one? I could smell the taffy note in both of these. And I didn't think originally I liked that taffy note, but now that I've smelled it more, I kind of do. I kind of like it. So either way, that one was enjoyable, and I probably would pick up more of that too. Overall, thoughts on the end of this melting basket. Overall, Lexi, me, decided, I don't know why I just spoke about myself in third person. I decided I'm not a big fan of summer scents that much. In the summer, I feel like I'd rather like stick to my favorites in the summer, like the things that I know that I love. And I think that that's something that I'm learning more about myself. But I also wouldn't know what I love unless I went through trial and error of melting all of these. So as I go, I'm finding new favorites. Um, but there is something that's like comforting, especially when it comes time to melt things in the summer. There's something very comforting about sticking Heat Wave, that one wax, in my warmers and then just like feeling like great. I don't have to like stress about, yeah, I don't know. It's so silly to say. In the winter and in the fall, I'm all for experimenting. And I think my thoughts are it's because I'm home more and I feel like I can grasp a better idea. But in the summer, I feel like I'm in and out so much that sometimes it's really hard for me to like take in the scent and like be able to be like yes or no, or like it's just hard. It's easier for me to like put something that I know I love in there and then feel like I'm going to be able to enjoy it when I go in and out of the house all day in the summer. So I don't know if any of that makes sense. It kind of makes sense in my head, but either way, thank you for letting me ramble to you guys. I always appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I hope your summer's been going incredibly, and I will talk to y'all soon. All right, bye guys.